really excited for our trip to Canada and to get back into more traveling. Ziggy was a trooper for the flight into Toronto, and we found a great little place to stay through Airbnb. Armando flew to Halifax to pick up the van and then drove it down to Toronto. What should have been a pretty simple thing got uber complicated quickly when work broke down. Part of the adventure included Armando getting stuck on the freeway. He had no Wi-Fi connection. He ended up writing a sign with help written on it, and some kind soul stopped and got him to the next mechanic. In the end, we finally got him running again after going through 3 Canadian mechanics, and finally, thanks to a T4 van specialist named Rob, Mark was back on the road and healthy. From Toronto, because it was so close, we obviously had to stop by Niagara Falls. Driving across Canada was beautiful. The landscapes vary immensely, from thick forests surrounding pristine lakes to hilly countrysides dotted with old homesteads. We had no problems working while we traveled, thanks to the abundance of free Wi-Fi from a coffee chain called Tim Hortons. And yes, we also caved and used Walmart a few times too. One thing that struck us both was the friendliness and kindness of nearly everyone we met. Canadians are just pretty cool people generally, and they are extremely helpful. We had the opportunity to see a local powwow on Manitoulin Island, and Armando was allowed to film it. He got some great footage of the traditional dancing. The atmosphere was wonderful, and we really enjoyed ourselves. Ontario is huge. We understand now why it's called Land of a Thousand Lakes, because we felt like we stayed at half of them. All were so peaceful, and Ziggy had a blast running through the forests, chasing his arch enemies, the squirrels. We decided to shorten our visit in Canada and drive straight to Montana, since we didn't want to run out of time or money. Unfortunately, we ran into a problem at the border. First, because Armando and I are married. The second problem was that Mork wasn't allowed in because of the emissions of Eurovans. To make a long story short, our trip through Canada ended with me and Ziggy going home to Montana, and Armando flying to Italy via London. Mork's at a storage facility outside of Calgary, and we're trying to organize sending the van back across Canada and then back to Europe. You can find out more details at our GoFundMe campaign or on our Facebook page. It'd really help us out if you could share with your social media. In the end, we do want to thank Canada for giving us an unforgettable experience, for the warmth of the people we were lucky enough to meet, like fellow van lifers John and Tracy of Searching for Sarah, and we want to thank you for being part of our never a dull moment adventures.